You know that feeling when you ask an AI for something specific and you get back a totally useless, generic answer? Yeah, we've all been there. Well, today we're going to dive into a simple but really powerful shift in your approach that turns your AI from a frustrating tool into an expert collaborator.
It's such a familiar feeling, right? You ask for a brilliant marketing plan and you get something that sounds like it was ripped from a textbook. You ask for creative ideas and it gives you the most obvious suggestions imaginable. It's a super common, super frustrating experience. But here's the good news. It's not unsolvable.
And this really is an incredibly common problem. But it's not usually about the AI's limitations. It's actually about the quality of our first request. Vague inputs, even when they feel specific to us, are almost always going to lead to vague outputs.
So here's a perfect example. On the left, a user asks for a marketing strategy. And hey, that seems like a pretty clear request, right? But the AI, it doesn't have any of the essential context. So all it can do is spit out a generic plan full of standard advice that probably doesn't fit the product or the audience. The result is just not helpful at all.
But what if there was a simple fix, like a small change in how we ask that leads to a massive improvement in the answer? Well, there is, and the solution is surprisingly straightforward. You just let the AI ask questions first.
Just think about that for a second. Instead of you giving a command and the AI just guessing what you really mean, what if it could pause and say, hey, hold on, I need a little more information before I get started. This completely changes the dynamic from a one-way street into a real two-way conversation.
And that brings us to the key concept here. Iterative prompts. All it is really is an instruction that encourages a back-and-forth dialogue. You're not just giving an order anymore, you're inviting the AI to act like a consultant, to gather all the important details before it gives you its final recommendation.
And the magic trick all comes down to a simple phrase you can tag onto your prompts. Please ask any questions you have before generating the requested information. Seriously, this one little addition is what unlocks a completely different level of quality from the AI.
So what really happens when you add that simple instruction? You unlock the power of iteration, and trust me, the benefits are both immediate and pretty substantial.
Your results get a huge boost in precision just because the AI isn't guessing anymore. It makes way fewer wrong assumptions, which means fewer errors. The whole interaction becomes dynamic. It actually adapts based on your answers. It can even pick up on nuances and constraints you might not have even thought to mention. And the bottom line? You have so much more confidence in the final answer because you know it's built on a solid foundation of real understanding.
This chart just makes it crystal clear. With 0 iterations, that's just a single prompt, the response quality is often pretty low. But look what happens when you have just 1 or 2 rounds of clarifying questions. It jumps way up, and by the time you've had a quick back and forth, the quality's in a completely different league. The connection is direct. More clarification leads to a way better result.
All right, so that's the theory. Now let's walk through a practical example to see exactly how this plays out in the real world.
Okay, we're back to our vague request on the left. But this time, we've added our key instruction. And instead of a generic plan, the AI now comes back with these critical clarifying questions. Who's the target audience? What's the budget? Which channels are we prioritizing? What makes your product special? These are the exact questions a human marketing consultant would ask.
And after you give it those details, the result is no longer generic at all. It's a fine-tuned, actionable strategy that is perfectly aligned with what you're actually trying to do. The jump in quality isn't small, it's massive. You've gone from a useless document to a genuinely helpful plan.
So how can you start using this technique yourself? It's incredibly simple. Here's the step-by-step guide.
It's just 4 easy steps. First, just add that little prompt snippet, "Please ask any questions," to the end of your request. Second, let the AI ask its questions, and you just provide clear answers. Third, you can go back and forth if you need to, but honestly, 1 or 2 rounds is usually enough. And finally, once the AI has all the context it needs, ask for that final response. That's it.
But you know, ultimately, this isn't just about a new technique. It's a fundamental mindset shift. You have to stop thinking of your AI as a simple tool you just give commands to. You need to start treating it like an expert collaborator that you can work with to solve complex problems together.
And that leaves us with a final thought to mull over. We always hear that getting a great answer requires asking a great question. But what if the secret is that the best answer actually begins with a better question, asked by the AI itself? Think about that next time you open up a chat window.